Hi fairy friends! I am doing a reading for you here at the park. I got my little guy in the swing, so we're going to pull from this again, this Book of World's Worst Decisions, and we're going to see if we can get a channel message from it. What message do we have? Unless you feel that the human race has made the optimum use of its expensively acquired wisdom, ability to go through life with its eyes open, and indeed of its nakedness, then that was clearly a bad decision. At any rate, by the end of chapter 3, Adam and Eve had been banished from the Garden of Eden, and man's ability to make bad decisions had been recognized and roundly cursed by the Almighty. So somebody could really be judging you for some decisions that you've made, like they think they're the Almighty, like they think they've never fucked up, or they think that they have the right to judge you for some reason. Somebody could have been putting you on a pedestal too, like you could have been the golden child, like you're the one who's never supposed to fuck up because everybody else in the family is a complete fuck up maybe, or everybody else in the family is doing something shady and weird. So you're the scapegoat, right? Like these are people, like this is a situation where like everybody in your family could be, you know, a fucking thief or something, but if you so much as are 5 minutes late to a doctor's appointment, they slam you, you know, that's what I'm picking up. And the reason they do that is because you're supposed to be making them look good. Indeed, the Old Testament is replete with further examples. Esau, a hairy man and the son of Isaac and Rebekah, decided to sell his birthright to his brother Jacob for a mess of pottage. He didn't decide to. I think he got screwed over, I think. And very little good came of it. The inhabitants of the world decided to join together at Babel and build a tower as a stairway to heaven. That song might have a clue in it too. Go read that lyrics to that song, Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Owing to the absence of simultaneous translation, the project collapsed in confusion. Biblical bad decisions were not confined to the Old Testament. Okay, so somebody is going to fuck up royally, and rather than take onus for their mistake, they are going to scapegoat you for it, alright? So, I have to pause from time to time to give my little guy an underdog. So what more do we need to know here about these biblically bad decisions? Biblically bad decisions. Either that it is maybe you, but the collective I read for usually is doing the work. So I'm picking up recognizing the larger problem, isolation. Okay, so the larger problem is that you're isolated. You don't have any other outside opinions. You don't have any objective sources to turn to help you understand what is going on around you, or to help you understand the how and the why behind some of the mistakes that you've made. So you could need like a therapist or a counselor, or just even a friend that you can talk to. Can we get a clarification for isolation? The truth, yeah, the truth. Can we get a clarification for truth? Deceit and energy. Okay, somebody's got you isolated. And listen, this doesn't just mean that like you're alone in a closet all the time. Like your family could be isolating you, right? Like your friends could be isolating you. They could be keeping you confined into this rigid little box and foisting, it's projection is what it is, and foisting all of their guilt, remorse, shame onto you because you are such a pure-hearted person, right? Because you are so genuine, you are so innocent. So how do we fuck with an innocent person? Oh, I know, let's make them feel guilty. That's what a scapegoat is. The goat never did anything. How could a goat, a simple goat, be responsible for the sins of the Israeli people? But that's where the scapegoat term comes from. I think it was Yom Kippur. Yeah, on Yom Kippur, because that's the Day of Atonement observed by modern day Jews. Once a year, the ancient Hebrews would, I don't know, they would confess their sins. I don't think they confessed them to the goat. I don't know how exactly they did it, but like they took this goat, and it was supposed to have absorbed all the sins of the community, and then they just sent it out into the wilderness to die. Right now, it's like, how does an innocent farm animal have anything to do with the dastardliness of the human mind? It doesn't. But that's also how the animal, the goat, got to be demonized, because scapegoating. Like, okay, we're going to hoist all of our sins on a dumb animal, and by dumb I mean cannot speak, on a dumb animal, and send that animal off. So you are blameless, but you're isolated by your people, so to speak. So you only have their interpretations of your actions to go on, and those interpretations that they're giving you are completely distorted, because they want to keep you in this low, subservient, karmic energy so that they never have to experience any karma for what they do. Now, here's the funny thing about that. It's not a good idea to never take your karma in life. If you ever see somebody constantly getting away with evil, constantly, like they could steal, they could lie, they could cheat, they could rape, they could kill even, and they always seem to fucking get away with it, and worse yet, they seem to come up from it. That's not good, baby. That's not good, because this very well might be their free life. Now, I wasn't sure about the concept of the free life when I first heard about it, but I've done a little bit of meditating on this, and a free life is basically, from what my intuition is telling me, your free life is your last life, okay? It's the accumulation of everything that you've done, so you should have learned all of your lessons, and then the gods say, okay, this life, you're not going to experience any karma for what you do, so let's see what you do, okay? It's a test. It's a test. What it means is basically you're going to be judged. Just because you're not receiving any karma in this life does not mean you're not going to face judgment. That's what a lot of these idiots don't realize. They think that a free life means that they can do whatever they want and not suffer repercussions. Oh no, nothing could be farther from the truth. You are being tested is what it is, and you are proving to the gods that when you are given free reign to behave however you will without consequences, that you are malicious, you are evil, you are wicked. This is not a good thing, okay? This is not something that that you are going to reap any reward from, okay? Like, they just might decide to annihilate your ass. Like, the free life is a life that decides whether you get eternal life or whether you get annihilated. Okay? That's what they don't understand. So if you suspect you're living in a free life where you never seem to reap any karma for anything that you do, that's a bad sign that you're going to be annihilated as soon as you die. Or these people are going to be annihilated. No reincarnation, no nirvana, no nothing, okay? Just erased, completely erased from the energetic framework, all right? So please do not ever be envious of people who seem to come up from their wicked deeds, because what they have waiting for them after their free life is over is so much worse. Now, if you're somebody who seems like you cannot get away with shit, like you could do so much as steal a banana and you'll get busted, this is a good thing, okay? Because this is you learning that there are in fact consequences for the things that you do, okay? The gods will also see this, and it could very well mean that your next life might be that. Instead of a free life, we should call it the life of judgment, right? Like, in your next life, you may very well live karma free, but that's for the gods to see what you are going to do. Do you understand? So hopefully you've learned enough lessons that when you are given that free life or that life of judgment, because that's what's coming after, you will use it and to be a blessing and a boon to humanity, right? Because they want to see, they're trying to find out who is truly good. And if you only are a blessing and a boon to humanity because you think you're going to get a little reward from it, then are you truly good? No, of course not. So, and how better to test the inherent goodness of a person than to give them a free life after they were given a life of excessive karma, right? Excessive punishment, right? So I sincerely hope this is putting things into perspective, okay? But yeah, don't ever be envious of somebody who never gets karma. That's a bad sign, okay? That means they're going to get annihilated. So don't be like them. All right, let's pull some tarot real quick and see what personalized messages we have here. Let's see what we got. That little guy swinging. This is nice lighting. It's nice out here. I don't do too many readings outside. All right, what do we got about this? Ooh, 10 of Cups. All right, so somebody's looking at, this is marital bliss, emotional fulfillment, happiness. Also 10 of Cups, so cups in the Gnostic Bible represents the human body. So this right here could be 10 cups, 10 lives, right? I'm really picking up 10 is significant, like you get 9 lives. Your 9th life, you get excessive karma, and then your 10th life is the, quote, free life, and that's where the gods truly judge you to see, are you good? Are you good? The Emperor. All right, excellent. So I don't know if I'm talking to an Aries, perhaps, or if maybe you and your counterpart are mirroring each other right now, or this could be in your future. Maybe you guys are going to get to reunite. This could be your final life. You could just be deciding to say, fuck it, I want to be with my person, I don't care, I want my counterpart before we shuffle off this mortal coil for good. Yeah, then this one came out on his back, so you could be in a karmic situation with somebody who keeps you in your feelings all the time. You might just decide to no longer deal with that anymore. You're sick of being someone's scapegoat. You're sick of someone holding you back. You're sick of someone emotionally blackmailing you, right? Like, you want to be with your counterpart and before you finally ascend for good, right? I'm picking that up strongly. Okay. Let's see, can we get anything more about this? 7 of Cups. Yeah, you're making the decision to choose your counterpart in this life. So this could even be a free life too. You could be like, you know what, screw it. I don't care what come what may. I'm going to choose my counterpart. And that's actually what you're supposed to do. So people could be trying to make you feel really guilty about that. Ignore it. Counterparts are meant to come together. That's all there is to it. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Yeah, somebody, you're taking swift action, swift and decisive action. Okay, this could be in the coming days, weeks, months, probably not years though. Yeah, because you've been held back. You've been in a distorted, you've been with a distorted counterpart. Not a real one, a distorted one. Yeah, Justice. And because you've been with this person, they have not been receiving their karma because your love, your proximity to them has been protecting them. This could also be a big part of why this person is stubbornly, if this is the case, stubbornly refusing to let go of your energy, because they know that as soon as you walk away from them for good, the demons are going to come and claim them. All that bullshit that they've been escaping from is going to hit them hard. Or that your presence could be the only thing keeping them alive, honestly. And I'm sorry, but that's a personal problem. If you hung up your eternal salvation on a mortal person, you're an idiot. That person's a fucking idiot. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's impoverished of soul, so they hung their salvation, their resurrection, so to speak, their redemption on you, which is an incredibly stupid thing to do. Yeah, somebody could even be going to jail. Like, somebody could be, they're coming to take me away. Ha-ha, they're coming to take me away. Like, that's this. Like, somebody's getting carted off because they're getting carried away. You understand? Like, whatever they did, they were very foolish. Very foolish. Yeah, somebody is toying with your heart. Somebody doesn't care if they cause you heartbreak. In fact, they want your heart to be broken. They want you to feel left out, rejected, unwanted, unloved, because then you will stay with them, right? But this goes so much deeper than just that classic narcissist empath stuff or that classic gaslighting. Like, that's the psychological terminology. That's serious enough, to be sure. But what the psychologists don't tell you is that there are spiritual ramifications for this type of behavior as well. Okay. Yeah, there are spiritual ramifications for this kind of behavior. There are karmic ramifications. Weakness. Yeah, somebody wants you to feel weak, wants you to feel low, but also this person is weak. I'm picking up Arbuckle vibes. Somebody in your life is an Arbuckle. You know what I mean about an Arbuckle? Listen, not Sniper Wolf. What's her name? Or what's his name? Spy Wolf or something. There's a YouTuber out there who does commentary on like internet culture. It's not Sniper Wolf. She's a gamer. My 7-year-old loves her. Eye Patch Wolf is what it's called. Eye Patch Wolf. And he did a video called "What the Internet Did to Garfield." And basically, what the internet did to Garfield was recast John Arbuckle in the light of I don't even know how to describe it. Basically, a self-loathing narcissist. Okay, so everybody knows about the types of evil and how it stems from. Narcissism has a lot to do with it. But usually, when we think of a narcissist, we think of somebody who's very full of themselves, someone who's overly proud, someone who's full of braggadocio, maybe. Then there's a different type of narcissist. There's a narcissist who is pathetic, who knows they're pathetic. We call these people sad sacks, right? An Arbuckle is a sad sack who would rather drag other people down to their level and entrap them, enslave them, as it were, in this soul prison of self-loathing and self-pity, rather than do the work to redeem their souls to become better people, okay? Because I don't care what sign you are, I don't care what your birth chart says, you can work through this. You can make yourself a better person at any time in your journey. You can stop what you're doing and try to redirect course, okay? It doesn't mean you're not going to have to pay your karma, but that's the gift. That's the gift of the gods. Like, every religion brings to it a certain gift, and what I've discovered the gift from Hinduism, because we're talking about karma, we're talking about the gods, so this comes from the Hinduism. The gift I found from Hinduism, it teaches us about redemption. Redemption is always possible, okay? So, at any point in time, you can attempt to redeem yourself. You can change your course, you can suffer your karma, so to speak, and get right with the gods, An Arbuckle is somebody who doesn't want to do that. They don't think they should have to do that. They just, I don't get anything I want. Everybody hates me, man. If I can't be happy, then nobody can. And then so that's what John Arbuckle does to Garfield and Odie, right? They're not his pets. They're basically his prisoners. The secret that Arbuckle doesn't know is that Garfield is actually a fucking soul-devouring demon who has been sent to him specifically to destroy him. Because he's a self-loathing narcissist who won't stop. And Odie's just the oblivious, unenlightened person caught in the middle. So somebody's an Arbuckle, okay? Somebody only wants to keep you in a soul tie because they get off on seeing you as miserable and pathetic as they are. This person these aren't the type of people who are going to be given eternal life. You know what I mean? So if you have been feeling like guilt or doubt about cutting off this person, please don't, because they don't feel guilt or sadness or doubt about keeping you locked in the soul prison of self-loathing and self-pity that they're in. Okay? So let this be a confirmation for you. I sincerely hope this helps. Mwah. You guys got this. Goodbye.